to the Honorable Governor to the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda and the National Youth Day celebration. Honorable Governor is exchanging his greetings to all the young minds who have come here to mark the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, a true icon who has inspired and motivated many youth to aspire high and to reach their goals. We extend a warm welcome to Swami, to Dr. D.K. Hari, Dr. Hema Hari, and Swami Raghunayak from Sri Ramakrishna Mutt. We extend a hearty welcome to the respected Principal Secretary, to the Honorable Governor. We extend a hearty welcome to all the dignitaries who have come here. National Anthem followed by Tamil Thai Varthu.
Janagana Manatinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarata Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
We request all the dignitaries and students to kindly take your respective seats. Let us now listen to the rendition written by Mahakavi Subramania Bharatiyar, Parukulle Nalla Nadu Nam Bharata Nadu.
பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே உயர் மானத்திலே அன்னதானத்திலே ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே உயர் மானத்திலே அன்னதானத்திலே கானத்திலே அமுதாக தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சில் ஈரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே சாரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சில் ஈரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சில் ஈரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே சாரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு சாரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு உயர் நாடு இந்த பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாரத நாடு பாரத நாடு.
Thank you. We now humbly request the Honorable Governor to pay floral tribute to the portrait of Swami Vivekananda. We request all the other dignitaries on the dais also to join in paying floral tributes to the portrait of Swami Vivekananda. Thank you, sir. We now request the Honorable Governor to light the traditional lamp, the Kuttuvilakku. We request all the other dignitaries also to join in lighting the traditional lamp, the Kuttuvilakku. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. We now request the respected Principal Secretary to the Honorable Governor, Thiruakirlosh Kumar, to deliver the welcome address.
அனைவருக்கும் அன்பார்ந்த காலை வணக்கங்கள். Swami Vivekananda, the guiding light for the youth, continues to inspire generations with his timeless teachings, unwavering dedication and vision of a strong and vibrant India. His call to arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached serves as a clarion call for all of us to rise above challenges and strive for excellence in every sphere of life. It is befitting that this great visionary's birthday is celebrated as the National Youth Day. It is my privilege to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to our Honorable Governor, whose dedication to youth empowerment inspires us. I extend a warm welcome to our distinguished speakers, Dr. D.K. Hari, Dr. Hema Hari, and Swami Raghunayak of Sri Ramakrishna Mutt, Chennai. I extend a warm welcome to the esteemed faculty members, dear students, and distinguished guests on this auspicious occasion. I also extend a hearty welcome to our friends in press and media and the staff of Rajbhavan. Nandri Vanakkam.
Thank you, sir. We now humbly request the Honorable Governor to felicitate our dignitaries on the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Governor will now felicitate Swami Raghunayak from Sri Ramakrishna Mutt. Thank you, sir. We request the Honorable Governor to felicitate Dr. D.K. Hari, founder Bharat Gyan. Thank you, sir. We request the Honorable Governor to felicitate Dr. D.K. Hema Hari, founder Bharat Gyan. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Today is Youth Day, so there wouldn't be anything befitting other than the young minds addressing the gathering. So we now request Master R. Roshan Akhtar, who will address the gathering about Swami Vivekananda's Chicago address.
இந்திய சகோதர சகோதரிகளே, ஆண்டோர்களே, சான்றோர்களே, அனைவருக்கும் என் வணக்கங்கள். இன்று சுவாமி விவேகானந்தரின் பிறந்த நாளை தேசிய இளைஞர் தினமாக கொண்டாடி வருகின்றோம். இந்நன்னாளில் சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர் 1893 செப்டம்பர் 11ஆம் நாள் அமெரிக்காவில் உள்ள சிக்காகோ என்னும் நகரத்தில் சர்வ சமய பேரவையில் வரவேற்புக்கு மறுமொழி என்னும் முறையை உரையாடினார். அதனை இப்போது உங்களுடன் குறிப்பிட விரும்புகிறேன். அமெரிக்க சகோதரிகளே, சகோதரர்களே, இன்பமும் இதமும் கனிந்த உங்கள் வரவேற்புக்கு மறுமொழி கூற இப்போது உங்கள் முன் நிற்கிறேன். என் இதயத்தில் மகிழ்ச்சி பொங்குகிறது. அதனை வெளியிட வார்த்தைகள் இல்லை. உலகத்தின் மிக பழமை வாய்ந்த துறவியர் பரம்பரையின் பெயரால் உங்களுக்கு நன்றி கூறுகிறேன். அனைத்து மதங்களின் அன்னையின் பெயரால் உங்களுக்கு நன்றி கூறுகிறேன். பல்வேறு இனங்களையும் பிரிவுகளையும் சார்ந்த கோடிக்கணக்கான இந்து பெருமக்களின் பெயரால் நன்றி கூறுகிறேன். இந்த மேடையில் அமர்ந்துள்ள பேச்சாளர்கள் சிலர் கீழ்திசை நாடுகளிலிருந்து வந்துள்ள பிரதிநிதிகளை பற்றி குறிப்பிடும்போது வேற்று சமய நெறிகளை வெறுக்காத பண்பினை பல நாடுகளுக்கு எடுத்துச் சென்ற பெருமை தொலைவிலுள்ள நாடுகளிலிருந்து வந்துள்ள இவர்களைத்தான் சாரும் என்று உங்களுக்கு கூறினார்கள். அவர்களுக்கும் என் நன்றி. பிற சமய கொள்கைகளை வெறுக்காமல் மதித்தல், அவற்றை எதிர்ப்பின்றி ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளுதல் ஆகிய இரு பண்புகளையும் உலகிற்கு புகட்டிய மதத்தை சார்ந்தவன் நான் என்பதில் பெருமைப்படுகிறேன். எதையும் வெறுக்காமல் மதிக்க வேண்டும் என்னும் கொள்கையை நாங்கள் நம்புவதோடு எல்லா மதங்களும் உண்மை என்று ஒப்புக்கொள்ளவும் செய்கிறோம். உலகிலுள்ள அனைத்து நாடுகளாலும் அனைத்து மதங்களாலும் கொடுமைப்படுத்தப்பட்டவர்களுக்கும் நாட்டை விட்டு விரட்டியடிக்கப்பட்டவர்களுக்கும் புகலிடமளித்த நாட்டைச் சேர்ந்தவன் நான் என்பதில் பெருமைப்படுகிறேன். ரோமானியரின் கொடுமையால் தங்கள் திருக்கோயில் சிதைந்து சீரழிந்த அதே வருடம் தென்னிந்தியாவிற்கு வந்து எங்களிடம் தஞ்சமடைந்த அந்த களப்பற்ற ஈஸ்வரிய மரபினருள் எஞ்சி நின்றவர்களை மனமாற தழுவிக்கொண்டவர்கள் நாங்கள் என்று கூறிக்கொள்வதில் பெருமைப்படுகிறேன். பெருமை மிக்க சுராஷ்டிரிய மதத்தினரில் இருந்தோருக்கு அடைக்கலமளித்து இன்றும் பேணி காத்து வருகின்ற மதத்தை சார்ந்தவன் நான் என்பதில் பெருமைப்படுகிறேன். என் அருமை சகோதரர்களே, பிள்ளை பருவத்திலிருந்தே நான் பாடி பயின்று வருவதும் கோடிக்கணக்கான மக்களால் நாள்தோறும் இன்றும் தொடர்ந்து ஓதப்பட்டு வருவதுமான பாடலில் ஒரு சில வரிகளை இப்போது உங்கள் முன் குறிப்பிட விரும்புகிறேன். எங்கெங்கோ தோன்றுகிற ஓடையெல்லாம் இறுதியிலே கடலில் சென்ற சங்கமாம். பான்மையினை போற்று உலகோர் பின்பற்றும் தன்மையாலே துங்கமிகு நெறிப்பளவாய் நேராயும் வளைவாயும் தோன்றினாலும் அங்கு அவைதாம் எம்பெருமான். ஈட்டில் உனை அடைகிற ஆரே என்றோம். இதுவரை இங்கு நடந்துள்ள மாநாடுகளில் மிகச் சிறந்ததாக கருதக்கூடிய இந்த பேரவை கீதையில் உபதேசிக்கப்பட்டுள்ள பின்வரும் அற்புதமான ஓர் உண்மையை உலகத்திற்கு பிரகடனம் செய்துள்ளது என்பதை குறிப்பிட விரும்புகிறேன். யார் எந்த வழியாக என்னிடம் வர முயன்றாலும் நான் அவர்களே அடைகிறேன். ஒவ்வொருவரும் ஒவ்வொரு வழிகளில் என்னை அடைய முயல்கிறார்கள். அவையெல்லாம் இறுதியில் என்னையே அடைகின்றன. பிரிவினைவாதம், அளவுக்கு மீறிய பதப்பற்று, இவற்றால் உண்டான மதவெறி அவை இந்த அழகிய உலகை நெடுநாளாக இருக்கப்பட்டுள்ளன. அவை இந்த பூமியை நிரம்பியுள்ளன. உலகை இரத்த வெள்ளத்தில் மீண்டும் மீண்டும் முழுகடித்து நாகரிகத்தை அளித்து எத்தனையோ நாடுகளை நிலைகளை செய்துவிட்டன. அந்த கொடியரக்கத்தனமான செயல்கள் இல்லாதிருந்தால் இன்று மனித சமுதாயம் இன்றிருப்பதை விட பன்மடங்கு உயர்நிலையை எதிர்க்கும். அவற்றிற்கு அழிவு காலம் வந்துவிட்டது. இன்று காலையில் இந்த பேரவையில் ஆரம்பத்தை குறிப்பிட முழுங்கிய மணி, மத வெறிகளுக்கும் வாளாலும் பேனாவாலும் நடைபெறுகிற கொடுமைகளுக்கும் ஒரே குறிக்கோளை அடைய பல்வேறு வழிகளில் சென்று கொண்டிருக்கும் மக்களிடையே நிலவும் இரக்கமற்ற உணர்ச்சிகளுக்கும் சாவுமணியாகும் என்று நான் திடமாக நம்புகிறேன். நன்றி.
அடுத்ததாக செல்வி ஐ நிஷாந்தினி on the life and sayings of Swami Vivekananda.
தித்திக்கும் தெல்லமுதாய் தெல்லமுதுன் மேலான முத்துக்கனியே என் முத்தமிழே என தமிழன்னையை வணங்கி என் முறையை துவங்குகிறேன். அவையில் அமைந்திருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் என் முதல் கண் வணக்கம். என் பெயர் இ நிஷாந்தினி. நான் டாக்டர் நள்ளிக்குப்பு சுவாமி விவேகானந்தா வித்யாலயா இளநிலை கல்லூரியில் 11ஆம் வகுப்பில் பயில்கின்றேன். உலகிற்கே என்றும் ஊக்கம் தரும் நாமம், தன்னம்பிக்கை தந்து சக்தியை பெருகச் செய்யும் நாமம், எல்லோரையும் சிறப்பு அனைத்தையும் பெற்றுத்தரும் நாமம், அதுவே சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர் என்ற திருநாமம். சுவாமி விவேகானந்தரின் வாழ்வையும் செய்திகளும் அனைவருக்கும் உரியவை. அவரது வாழ்வில் நிகழ்ந்த நிகழ்வுகளுள் சிலவற்றை தங்கள் முன் பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள வந்துள்ளேன். நரேந்திரனின் தந்தை காலமான போது அவரது குடும்பம் மிகுந்த வறுமையில் தத்தளித்தது. ஒருவேளை சாப்பாட்டிற்கு கூட வழியில்லாத நிலைமை. அச்சமயம் நம் பிரார்த்தனைகளை பகவான் நிறைவேற்றுவார் என்று அவரது குரு ஸ்ரீ ராமகிருஷ்ணர் கூறியதை நினைவில் கொண்டு அவரிடம் சென்று, என் குடும்பத்தின் வறுமை நீங்க நீங்கள்தான் காளி தேவியிடம் பிரார்த்தனை செய்ய வேண்டும் என்று வேண்டினார். அதற்கு ராமகிருஷ்ணர், நீயே போய் ஏன் கேட்கக்கூடாது, நீ காளியை மனதில் கொண்டு அவளிடம் சென்று பிரார்த்தனை செய் என்றார். நரேந்திரனும் 2-3 முறை காளி தேவியின் சன்னதிக்குள் சென்று திரும்பினார். ஒவ்வொரு முறையும் குரு, அன்னையிடம் வேண்டினாயா என்று கேட்டபோது, இல்லை, மறந்துவிட்டேன். அன்னையின் தரிசனம் கிடைத்ததும் அவரிடம் விவேகம், பக்தி, ஞானம் போன்றவற்றை மட்டுமே வேண்டினேன். பிறகு அவர் ராமகிருஷ்ணரிடம் சென்று, என்னால் அவ்வாறு வேண்ட முடியவில்லை, நீங்களாவது என் குடும்பத்திற்கு வறுமையின் பிடியிலிருந்து நீங்கும்படி அருள் பாலிக்க வேண்டும் என்று வேண்டினார். ராமகிருஷ்ணர் அருள் பாலித்த பிறகு, நீ இந்த உலகத்தை வழிகாட்ட பிறந்தவன், அதனால்தான் உன்னால் அவ்வாறு வேண்ட முடியவில்லை என்று விளக்கினார். எனவே பிரார்த்தனை என்பது ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட வழி. நீங்கள் பக்தி செய்வதால், வணங்கும் நிலைக்கு உயர்வதால் அது ஒரு அற்புதமான வழி. ஆனால் எதிர்பார்ப்புடன் பிரார்த்தனை செய்வது பயனற்றது. ஒரு நாள் அமெரிக்காவில் சில சிறுவர்கள் அனைவரும் ஒன்று சேர்ந்து துப்பாக்கியை சுட்டு விளையாடி கொண்டிருந்தார்கள். அவர்கள் யாராலையுமே குறி பார்த்து சுட முடியவில்லை. இவர்களை பார்த்த சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர், நான் ஒரு முறை முயற்சிக்கவா என்று கேட்டார். சிறுவர்கள் துப்பாக்கியை அவரிடம் கொடுத்தனர். துப்பாக்கியில் இவர் சுட்ட ஒவ்வொன்றும் நெத்தியடி. சிறுவர்கள் அனைவருக்கும் ஒரே குஷி. துப்பாக்கியில் சுட்டு நிறைய பழக்கமோ என்று கேட்டனர். அதற்கு சுவாமி, இல்லை, இதான் முதல் முறை சுடுகிறேன் என்றார். உடனே அந்த சிறுவர்கள், நம்ப மாட்டோம், எப்படி குறித்தவராமல் சுட்டீர்கள் என்று கேட்டனர். அதற்கு விவேகானந்தர் பதிலளித்தார், மனதை ஒருநிலைப்படுத்தி எந்த ஒரு விஷயத்தை செய்தாலும் அது நிச்சயமாக வெற்றித்தான். அவ்வளவு தெளிவான மனதுடன் இருந்தார் சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர். அறிவு சுரங்கத்தை திறப்பதற்கான திறவுகோல் மன ஒருமைப்பாடாகும். அடக்கப்பட்டு சரியான திசையில் செலுத்தப்பட்ட மனம் நம்மை காத்து ரட்சிக்கும் என்பது அவரது பொன்னான மொழிகள். ஒரு நாள் சுவாமி விவேகானந்தரும் அவருடைய சகோதர சீடரான அகண்டானந்தரும் தவம் செய்வதற்காக இமயமலைக்கு செல்லும் வழியில் முஸ்லிம்களின் இடுகாட்டை அடைந்தனர். அச்சமயம் பசிமயக்கத்தால் மயங்கி விழும் நிலைமைக்கு வந்தார் சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர். அவரது நிலையை கண்ட அந்த இடுகாட்டை பராமரிப்பவரான ஜுல்பிகர் அலி என்பவர் விரைந்து சென்று அவரிடம் உணவு என்று இருந்த ஒரே ஒரு வெள்ளரிக்காயை அளித்தார். மிகவும் பலவீனமாக இருந்த சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர் அதை வாயில் தருமாறு கேட்டார். அதற்கு அந்த நபர், சுவாமிகளே, நான் ஒரு இஸ்லாமியர் என்று பதிலளித்தார். அதனால் என்ன, அது ஒன்றும் பெரிய விஷயமல்ல. நாம் அனைவரும் சகோதரர்களே அல்லவா? உணவில் எந்த ஒரு பேதமும் கிடையாது என்று கூறி அந்த பக்கீரை வெள்ளரிக்காயை ஊட்டச் செய்தார். இந்நிகழ்ச்சி அக்காலத்தில் நடைபெற்றது என்பதே ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய அதிசயம். ஒன்றே குலம் ஒருவனே தேவன் என்ற திருமூலரின் திருமந்திரத்தை உதட்டளவில் உச்சரித்தால் மட்டும் போதாது, அதை உள்ளத்தில் நிறுத்தி அதன்படி நடக்க வேண்டும் என்பதற்கு சுவாமி விவேகானந்தரின் இந்நிகழ்வே மிகச் சிறந்த சான்றாகும். இறைவன் மனிதனுக்கு சொன்னது கீதை, மனிதன் மனிதனுக்கு சொன்னது திருக்குறள். மனிதன் மனிதனாக வாழ வழிகாட்டிய சுவாமி விவேகானந்தரின் வாழ்வியல் நிகழ்வுகளை படிப்போம், அதன்படி நடப்போம். இந்த பொன்னான வாய்ப்பளித்ததற்கு மனமான நன்றி கூறி விடைபெறுகிறேன். பாரத் மாதா கி ஜெய், வந்தே மாதரம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
நன்றி. அடுத்ததாக செல்வி எஸ் பவஸ்ரீ on famous quote of Swami Vivekananda.
என் பெயர் சா பவஸ்ரீ. நான் உளுந்தூர்பேட்டை ஸ்ரீ ராமகிருஷ்ணா வித்யாலயா குருகுலத்தில் இருந்து வந்திருக்கிறேன். அவையோர் அனைவருக்கும் என் பணிவான வணக்கங்கள். நமது பாரத நாடு முழுவதும் ஊடுருவி புகுந்து மக்களின் வாழ்க்கையில் நுழைந்து மக்களினத்தின் இரத்த துளி ஒவ்வொன்றிலும் புகுந்து மக்களின் மனதை கிளர்ச்சியூட்டி இந்த உலகத்தின் குரு என் பாரத தேசம்தான் என்று வீர முழக்கமிட்ட சுவாமி விவேகானந்தரை நினைவுகளை கொண்டு இந்த இளைஞர் தின நாளை கொண்டாடுவோம். பொதுவாக பேச்சாளர்கள் பேசிய பிறகே கைத்தட்டல்கள் பெறுவார்கள். ஆனால் சுவாமிஜி அந்நிய நாட்டு மேடையில் முதல் வாக்கியம் பேசியதும் அவையில் இருந்த 4000 பேரும் கைத்தட்டினார்கள். இதன் பின்புலத்தில் இருக்கும் சக்தி என்ன? நான் இதை பற்றி சிந்திக்க நினைக்கிறேன். பரம்பொருளை பற்றி சொல்ல நினைத்த வேதமுனிவர் நான் எதை சொல்வேன் எதை சிந்திப்பேன் என்று திகைத்து நின்றாராம். வேதமுனிவரே பரம்பொருளை பற்றி சொல்ல திகைக்கும் போது பரம்பொருளாம் சிவபெருமானின் அவதாரமான சுவாமி விவேகானந்தரின் உரையை பற்றி உங்களிடம் சொல்ல நானும் திகைக்கின்றேன். சுவாமிஜியின் அமெரிக்க சகோதரிகளே சகோதரர்களே என்ற வார்த்தையின் உள்ளிருந்த சக்தியின் வெளிப்பாடுதான் 4000 பேரின் கரகோஷம். இதன் பின்புலத்தில் இருக்கும் சக்தியினை என்னை போன்ற எளிய மாணவியால் முழுமையாக சொல்லிவிட முடியுமா? நிச்சயம் முடியாது. ஆனால் முயற்சிக்கலாமே என்ற சிந்தனையின் அடிப்படையில்தான் என் கருத்துக்களை உங்களிடம் தெரிவிக்கிறேன். மேலோட்டமாக பார்த்தால் இது பிறரை கூப்பிடும் சாதாரண வார்த்தையாகத்தான் இருந்திருக்கும். இதற்கா 4000 பேர் கைத்தட்டினார்கள்? இல்லை இல்லை, இது நமக்கு நன்றாகவே தெரியும். பிறகு ஏன் கைத்தட்டினார்கள்? அந்த வார்த்தையின் உச்சரிப்பில் சுவாமிஜிக்கு இருந்த தூய்மையான அன்பு உணர்ச்சி, அனைத்து உயிர்களிடத்திலும் சமுதாயத்திலும் அவருக்கு இருந்த அன்பு, கருணை, நேசம், நம்பிக்கை, இத்தனை குணங்களின் வடிவம்தான் அந்த வார்த்தை. அனைத்து குணங்களின் உருவமாக சுவாமிஜி இருந்ததால் மட்டும்தான் இத்தனை கரகோஷம். அவரின் தூய உணர்ச்சி மட்டும் இல்லை என்றால் அதுவும் வாய் திறந்தால் வெளிப்படும் ஒரு சாதாரண வார்த்தையாகத்தான் இருந்திருக்கும். அவரின் தூய உணர்வு பிறருக்கு அன்பை தரும், ஆற்றலை தரும், நம்பிக்கையை தரும், வீரத்தை தரும். இது உண்மையா இல்ல மாயாஜால வார்த்தையா என்று ஒருவர் கேட்டார். ஒருவரிடத்தில் இருந்து வரும் ஒவ்வொரு வார்த்தைக்கும் இத்தனை சக்தி பிறக்குமா? இதனை பற்றி நான் சிறிய உதாரணத்தில் சொல்கிறேன். தொட்டில் சுடுகாடு, தொட்டில் வரை சுடுகாடு என்பார். அந்த பழமொழி மாறிப்போய் ஸ்மார்ட் போன் பழக்கம் சுடுகாடு வரை என்று ஆகிவிட்டது. என்னை தூக்கிலிடுவதற்கு இன்னும் 10 நிமிடங்கள் இருக்கிறதா? இதோ 2 பக்கங்களை படித்துவிட்டு வருகிறேன் என்று பதறாமல் பதிலளித்த பகத்சிங் பிறந்த தாய் நாட்டில் நாம் வாழ்கிறோம். ஆனால் இன்றைய இளைஞர்கள் சாப்பிட கூப்பிட்டால் கூட கொஞ்சம் பொறு, நான் அந்த சாப்பாடோடு ஒரு செல்ஃபி எடுத்து அதை ஃபேஸ்புக்கில் போட்டு அதுக்கு எத்தனை லைக்ஸ்கள் வருகிறது என்பதை பார்த்துவிட்டு வருகிறேன் என்று சொல்கிற காலத்தில் நாம் வாழ்கிறோம். இன்றைய மனிதர்கள் எழுத பயன்படுத்துகின்ற 6வது விரலே ஸ்மார்ட் போன் தான். ஸ்மார்ட் போனில் ஓரிடத்தை தொட்டால் அது கான்டாக்ட் லிஸ்டை காமிக்கும். அதே இடத்தில் வேறு ஆப்ஷனை தொட்டால் அது படங்களை காமிக்கும். அதே இடத்தில் வேறு வேறு ஆப்ஷன்களில் தொட்டால் அது ஒரு மனிதனின் வாழ்க்கையே அலசுகிறது. ஆனால் சுவாமிஜியின் இதயம் இந்தியாவுடன் அல்லவா இணைக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது, ஏழைகளுடன் அல்லவா பிணைக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது. சுவாமிஜி தூங்கவில்லை. தாங்க முடியாத வேதனையால் வாய் விட்டு கதறினார். தாயே ஜெகன்மாதா, என் தாய்நாடு வறுமையில் வாழும்போது எனக்கு ஏனம்மா இவ்வளவு வசதிகள்? என் தாயக மக்கள் அரை சோற்று கஞ்சிக்கு வழியில்லாமல் வாழும்போது எனக்கு ஏனம்மா இவ்வளவு சாப்பாடுகள்? அமெரிக்காவில் சொகுசு பொருட்களை வாங்குவதற்கு கோடி கோடியாய் செலவு செய்கிறார்கள். அந்த பணம் என் இந்திய மக்களுக்கு கிடைத்தால் எண்ணற்ற ஏழைகளின் பசியை தீர்க்க முடியுமே என்று கதறினார். சுவாமிஜியின் எண்ண குமரலின் தாக்கத்தை உள்ளம் உள்ளவர்களால் மட்டும்தான் உணர முடியும். சுவாமிஜி திடமாக சொன்னார், என் தாய் நாட்டின் முன்னேற்றத்திற்காக எலும்புகள் நொறுங்குகிற வரையிலும் வேலை செய்வேன், நரம்புகள் வெடித்து சிதறும் வரையிலும் வேலை செய்வேன் என்று முழக்கமிட்டார். உழைத்து உழைத்து என் உடலை யமனுக்கு உணவாக்குவேன் என்று கூறினார். இப்படிப்பட்ட தலைவனை எங்காவது பார்த்திருக்கிறீர்களா? மக்களின் கஷ்டம் கண்டு உருகும் இப்படிப்பட்ட உன்னத தலைவனை நாம் மறந்துவிட்டால் அந்த கடவுளே நம்மை மன்னிக்க மாட்டார். அவரை நம் நினைவில் நிறுத்துவதன் மூலம் இந்த நாடு நலம் பெறும் என்பது சத்தியம். ஒவ்வொரு இளைஞர்களும் சுவாமிஜியை மனதில் ஏற்றுக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். அப்படி ஏற்றுக்கொண்டால் ஒவ்வொரு விஷயத்திலும் வெற்றிதான். பல வகையான சாதனைகளை புரியலாம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ பாரத் மாதா கி ஜெய் ஹிந்த், வந்தே மாதரம், ஜெய் ஹிந்த். வெற்றியடைய விரைந்து செல்வேன், விவேகானந்தரை அழைத்து செல்வேன். வெற்றியடைய விரைந்து செல்வேன், விவேகானந்தரை அழைத்து செல்வேன். வெற்றியடைய விரைந்து செல்வேன், விவேகானந்தரை அழைத்து செல்வேன். தன்யவாத்.
நன்றி. Ladies and gentlemen, dear students, we now welcome Dr. D.K. Hari and Dr. D.K. Hema Hari to present on the topic Facets of Swami Vivekananda.
Thank you. We'd like to thank Honorable Governor for giving us opportunity for presenting on this August stage and on this very August occasion. It's our pleasure. We'll just do a 10-minute brief presentation on facets of Swami Vivekananda in the Bharata civilization. Siddhi?
Yeah, it's coming.
Namaste. So we all in our lives, we need guides. We need guides for various aspects, right from our daily living to even guiding us in our professional careers, to develop our characters, even for our religious conduct, social conduct, for ideologies, patriotism, spirituality. From various dimensions, we need leaders.
Multi-dimensional guides we need for multiple purposes is the larger perspective as a civilization, as a nation, as a society. And this land, Bharat, has been very fortunate that through the millennia, through the length and breadth of the land, we have had so many guides through the times. This land has been truly fortunate in that way. The civilization has been fortunate. So that's what we have brought out there as a book for later for reading. But the key point also in this is we have a concept called PMG. That is, we have Prajapatis, many Prajapatis in this land. We have Manus, many Manus we have had in this land. And we have also had Gurus. So we need all the three dimensions, three perspectives, three aspects to mold us as a good dharmic citizen, as a dharmic society for a dharmic way of life. So it's a multi-pronged perspective.
And in this aspect, we have somebody like Swami Vivekananda, who encompasses all these various spheres, and which is why today his birthday has been designated as the National Youth Day, because he himself did achieve all of this in the prime of his youth. And the word Swami that we have in this civilization given to such guides. So these are people who have realized themselves, their potential, who are capable of making you realize your potential as well.
The Swayam from within. So the realization comes from within yourself, and they guide us to realize this from within ourselves.
So we are going to look at one such Swami who has influenced not just us, but also the world over.
The three youngsters spoke obviously about Chicago, and all of us are well aware of it. His influence, his impact in Chicago, in that small speech there. And look at how the stage looks. The stage is full, crowded, the audience too. And as he said, what did he start with? He started with the idea of brothers and sisters. And look at the term in Bharatam. We have the words Sahodari and Sahodara. Most of our traditional speeches have started this. And what does it say? Saha Uddara. Uddaram is the belly, the pot, the water pot. All of us come. So we are all complementary. Look at the word. Feminine is Uddari, Uddara, Sahodara. So we're all from the same mother's womb. That's the beauty of it, of Bharata Mata. Look at the way. So that concept from Bharata, he took it there and he gave it in the English term as brothers and sisters. And this is that memorial hall where he spoke is there. And the plaque, still remembered. And a short speech, the impact it had, 450 plus word speech, the impact it has had for a century and more. And look at the steps to that hall where his speech is etched today on the steps of the wall. And here is, so, and he was became so popular, they wanted to sort of use the gadgets of those times, like X-ray his fingerprints and see what it's got value. So he gave himself for so many experiments of those days there.
And at the same time, he was also influenced by the West. The kind of development he saw there, the kind of advancement, technological advancement. There are some few photos which show him enjoying a ride on an elevator, mountain elevator and so on. So what did he do? He brought these sentiments back to India to influence India itself. And this is how, when he met Jamshedji Tata, actually when he was going itself to Chicago, he meets Jamshedji Tata and he inspires him, so that when later on you find communications where Tata writes that you have inspired me to start the IISc in Bangalore.
Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, the font of scientific education a century ago, inspired by Swami Vivekananda. Look at that inspiration.
And in this, Swamiji, what he says, what he tells him, what he advises Tata is that, see, today, the world, there are two things which feed the civilization. One is food and the other is commerce. So look at his vision, his thought, that he is insisting that we work on both these aspects, and that is how this set the seed for many such institutions to come about. So we find that he has inspired the West. You have leaders like Tesla who have had communication with Swami Vivekananda. And when we celebrate those kind of leaders too, we should remember we are actually also celebrating our own dear Swamiji.
So because Tesla is a popular automobile brand name, but the person who had the original name Tesla, he was inspired in his experiments by Swami Vivekananda.
And overall, if you look at it today, the children spoke about that core focus, right, which helped him shoot with a gun. And how does he get that? So it is all because of the power of yoga that he has inculcated in himself, and which he wanted the world also to start practicing. And
by practice.
And if you look at the overall timeline of this Indian practice, you will find that the 1900s, when yoga needed that impetus, it was Swami Vivekananda who brought it in, both for the West and for India as well. He opened our eyes to this power too.
Which is a 7,000, 8,000 year old Pokisham of Bharata that he brought forth to us once again. Now we look at the idea of the wandering monk. See, he is popular as what this beautiful exhibition in Kanyakumari. It's called the Wandering Monk exhibition, where the life of Swami Vivekananda is so nicely brought out. I'd seen this probably 35, 40 years ago. The impact it's left is amazing. So on many people, this is the exhibition, their Wandering Monk exhibition, beautifully brought out. Obviously, now all of us look at the rock movement, but also when you go to Kanyakumari, please take time to visit the Wandering Monk Museum. It's amazing place there. And Kanyakumari, go back into Kanyakumari if you don't mind. See, this bridge that's come up, of course, last year Honorable Prime Minister spent a full day there. So he drew his inspiration, energies for the next 5 years here. Obvious, next is, so this bridge, it's not just a bridge, a setu, across two rocks. It's a bridge across millennia. Because Thiruvalluvar, Sant Thiruvalluvar is many millennia ago. And for our times, we have Swami Vivekananda. So it's a bridge across millennia. And both are there at the Padam of Bharat Mata, Shakti Peetam, Kanyakumari, Devi Kanyakumari. So one is a patron saint of
And we owe
Tamil
this
Nadu.
actually
One
to
is
Shri
patron saint.
Eknath Ranade for having built that memorial for us, which we should not forget. And if ever you go to Kanyakumari, please make it a point to go there and visit. There is a beautiful monument for Shri Eknath Ranade as well.
Also, there's a wonderful statue for him. It's a place to visit.
So he has wandered all over India, right from Kashmir, where he has appreciated the beauty of Kashmir. He calls it the lamp of civilization.
And he's been to Rawalpindi, which is today in Pakistan. Rawalpindi, it's the next to Islamabad. It comes from Bappa Rawal, the great Rajput warrior. So he is Sialkot. So different places. Swami, he's really traversed the land like a yeti, a true yeti, across the land. It's there, Limdi or everywhere, including in Bengaluru, Raipur, everywhere he's traveled, Chennai, I saw all of you know this. So the point what we're trying to say is, he's truly been a wandering monk. Look at the term that we use for all these monks. We call them yeti. Because they travel from one place to another. See, he's been one in that illustrious lineage of yeti. Just show you one image of how different yetis have traveled. Look at this. Through the times, right from Adi Shankara to Ramanujacharya to Swaminarayan, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, become Mahatma Gandhi, Swami Vivekananda, everybody has traversed the land and left their indelible impact on each part of the land. That's the beauty of it.
And you know, this word yeti, you find that actually many of you may not realize it. Etiraj College, we spell it as E-T-H-I, so Etiraj, the actual meaning is Yatiraj. And the word yati, why do they travel? Why do monks travel? The yati is to spread. The word root ya means to spread. So they go around spreading knowledge. That is why they are called yatis. And
incidentally, we written a short book on yeti. It's a flip book. Those who can read just the term yeti later. And look at the idea of awaken here. A couple of students spoke about the idea of awaken, which Swami Vivekananda has spoken. It's very important to awaken. And he saw the vision of Bharadam awakening from the rock a century ago. And today, if you see, over the last 1 century, India has gone through a political awakening from 1900 to 1950. That's the first step of awakening. Then India went through an awakening in the field of finance, education, technology. We have done that for the next 50 years. Now, in this new millennia, what is it? The awakening of the civilization of Bharat itself, of knowledge, that is to happen with self-respect. That is what will make us truly a Vishwaguru. So that is what has to happen for Bharatam to be truly awakened to itself the vision of Swami Vivekananda. And look at this observation he makes at the freedom struggle.
When the Sepoy mutiny, which was a turning point, and
Freedom
after
struggle.
we lost it in 1857, so this is his analysis that he makes about leaders. He says that, and this he gets it from the British, who show him, who tell him that you failed because your leaders in this particular mutiny, many of them were leading from behind and not from the front. So if you're a leader, you have to lead from the front. So these are the kind of very, very wise messages, beautiful analysis of the civilization.
Deep analysis. A leader leads from the front. A leader doesn't lead from standing behind. That's why we have lost a few, but knowing this, we can win many, surmount many challenges, problems, and march ahead as a proud nation, as a proud civilization, a civilization of knowledge. That's what we need to see. And for this, look at that term. We had a Narendra a century ago, we have a Narendra again. So it's like a Narendra to Narendra. What is the concept of Narendra? Indra, Devendra, of all the Devas. So the Indriya, senses, at an individual level. At a macro level, it is a consciousness.
The collective consciousness.
Is Indra, of the Samudaya, of the civilization as a whole. And Nara, man, who is able to fathom his own senses. Take a measure of it, not just control. That's why I did use the word control. I use the word measure. So the mana, the measure of one's own senses, Indriya, if you have, then we can truly become Narendra. So this land has been fortunate to have many, many Narendra to lead this land forward. We have had Prajapati, Manu, and Guru to lead this civilization through tough times and come forth as a civilization of value, of knowledge, of dharma.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. No wonder from Narendra he became Vivekananda, showing us that the true bliss lies in wisdom. Ananda, bliss. Vivekam, wisdom. So thank you so much. As you said, we also have the greatest Narendra here who is leading Bharat towards becoming the Vishwaguru. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome Swami Raghunayak from Sri Ramakrishna Mutt, Chennai.
Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Shuraye Sachit Sukhaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. His Excellency Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu and distinguished guests on the dais and off the dais, and my dear young students. I am very happy to be here to celebrate National Youth Day in the Raj Bhavan. When you look at the personality of Swami Vivekananda, his message runs 10 volumes. But today, why we need to celebrate a National Youth Day? Because there are so many celebrations we do celebrate, but this celebration has got a special day, National Youth Day. Because Swami Vivekananda is a youth icon. And he is a youth icon, that is why the government of India has declared the January 12th should be celebrated as a National Youth Day. What we need to carry from Swami Vivekananda message is very important, because every year we do celebrate the National Youth Day. The Swami Vivekananda message is vast. I just put it in a 3H formula mode. Just to remember simply, 3H formula. Swamiji, one place he says, he's writing letter to one of his brother disciples, saying that, Haribai, we need to have the combination of 3 H's. He says, head to think, heart to feel, hands to work. Very simple to remember. Head, we all have head, right? Head to think in proper way, and heart to feel, and hands to work. What it means? Head to think means head to conceive the great ideas. Yet to conceive the ideas of how to develop the nation. Had to think what is wrong and what is right. He had to think, how can I take my nation in a better way? How can I take my nation? How can I roll the vital role in developing my nation? This is what thinking means. Had to think. And the heart to feel, Swamiji again and again, he says, feel for the downtrodden, feel for the poor, he says. Because nowadays people are more selfish. They don't look at the difficulties of the others. Especially when we come to the public places, we see they don't even care. So that is why we need to feel. Because we are so selfish beings. Swamiji, one place he says, unselfishness is more paying. People doesn't have patience to practice it, he says. So that is the heart to feel means, not only we need to feel for the country, and also we need to think about the glorious nation of the country, and the feeling should come, how can I take forward this glorious country in the same way how our ancient people have given to our hands. That's what it says in Bharati Jnana. And the third is hands to work. Though you may have a head to think, though you may have a heart to feel, but unless and until you practice these ideas, otherwise you are not the best combination of a human personality, Swami Vivekananda says. So if at all you have to have the harmony of this head to feel, head to think, heart to feel, hands to work, these 3 H's we should remember. Because nowadays, youth are at the threshold. They don't know what they are doing actually. Though someone, maybe a few years back, a Google survey says, in India, there are about 65% of the people are going astray. And report also concludes, if they find role models, there is always the U-turn, simply they can hang on to their lips. That is what the other side of the coin this says. People are not in a good condition, they are going in here and there. But in these, because adolescent age, that's what he says, adolescent age is subject to risks. I know how many risks you have to undergo, infatuation, lack of concentration, lack of confidence, all these things. If they find role models, then their life would be in a different shape. Not such role models, the Swami Vivekananda. Really, because I am coming from the Ramakrishna Math, I am just glorifying Swami, it is not that. When you read Swami Vivekananda, what are all the problems the present youth is facing? It is something like it's a big supermarket. If you go to a supermarket, you get everything. You need not to go any other markets. In the same way also, when you start studying Swami Vivekananda, suppose you are lacking confidence. Somewhere one idea comes up and says, Swamiji, how to get the confidence. This is the way you need to proceed. I am not able to get confidence because when we go to the colleges, there is one question often students ask is that, we are not getting concentration, we are not getting concentration. If you read Swami Vivekananda, Swamiji strikes a point why you are losing concentration, why you are lacking confidence. When we read Swami Vivekananda, you understand the patriotism will increase. You feel that you are Indian. Every moment, you feel that you are Indian. And when you get that idea only, Swamiji, one place he says, education is the manifestation of perfection. What do you mean by perfection? Perfection in the sense, wherever I am, I try to maintain. Let's say you are sitting here. So you need to maintain the decorum of this hall. When you are traveling in the public places, you need to maintain how you are supposed to travel in the public transport. All these should come. That is what Swami Vivekananda says. Education is a manifestation of perfection. Everywhere you try to do utmost sincerity and perfection. These are the ideas. There are so many ideas. That is why on this auspicious occasion, on the National Youth Day, I emphasize all the students, learn these 3 things. Give a thought to it. What do you mean by head to think? What I need to think. What I am thinking now, what Swami Vivekananda said. Head to think. Once again I am repeating, recapping. Head to think, great ideas. Think about it. How can I give ideas to develop my nation? How can I be part of the developing nation? How can I share my ideas? This is what? then you know that you had to think also, am I going in a right direction? Am I going in a wrong direction? So how can I get 3 patent rights for my country? These are the ideas. When you start thinking, the mind will give you innumerable number of ideas this head will give you, because we are not using our heads properly. Then heart. You need to feel. You need to feel for the poor. There are so many people, even in Chennai also there are people even not even single meal. There are 7% of the people, they are not getting single meal. You need to think about them. And also when you have these things, heart, head and heart, then you have the beautiful personality, hands to work. When you do these things only, head to think, heart to feel, hands to work, that is what Swami Vivekananda, that is what the personality. The personality is not that growing vertically and horizontally. Personality is growing in 3 aspects, in a proper way, in a right direction. Yes, once again I am saying you, head to think, give a thought to it. You will get innumerable ideas. Head to think, heart to feel, hands to work. May I ask you all of you to repeat? What do you mean by head? Heart? Hands? So all of you can say together, head to think, hands to work. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Swami. With all the wonderful dignitaries and the students who focused on the point of concentration on what you want to do, then discrimination on what is right, what is wrong, determination on doing the right, and with compassion, handle all the fellow beings around you. We welcome the most compassionate Honorable Governor to address the youth over here.
இங்கே வந்துள்ள அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். அனைவருக்கும் இனிய பொங்கல் நல்வாழ்த்துகள். Friends, we are here on an auspicious day when this great Raghunayak, the greatest icon of this country, Bharat, was born in 1863. We are here to talk about him, to refresh our understanding of him, to recall his teachings and what all he did, so that we re-energize ourselves to fulfill our task, our personal task, which is a part of our national task. We have large number of youth present here, rightly so, because Swami Vivekananda knew that it's the youth who are not only the bridge between the past and the future, but it's they who will make this country what this country should be. So, on this National Youth Day, I extend my warmest greetings and best wishes to all our youth. We heard young speakers, very energetic. They spoke very well. In fact, it was inspiring elderly people like me. We heard beautiful presentation by Hari and Hema on various facets of Swami Vivekananda, how to make it easily intelligible for us to understand. And of course, we heard Swami Raghunayak who gave us a message that we must, the 3H, must have the 4th H, that is the harmony. Keep all the 3 together. And that's how you, in your personal life, in your national life, you meet your destiny. Friends, Swami Vivekananda, I mean, we all talk about him. He was like an ocean. And we try to look at him from our limited understanding, limited perspective. We all see his various facets, infinite personality. But you know, when he realized himself, or the larger truth, if we say that, when perhaps the greatest of saint, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, touched him. With that touch, he was awakened to himself, to the truth, the ultimate truth. But you know, when people, many people, or many great souls, when they realize that, which is not matter of discussion, debate, or argument, but which is realization, which is intuitive, what is called anubhuti. Many of them, they become silent, muni. They don't speak. Because when you speak, there will be controversy. There will be argument, there will be counter-argument, and there is no end to it. Whatever you say, there will always be lot many things to say counter, so they become quiet. That is, they are called muni. They will not speak. But we know Swami Vivekananda was not a muni. He was a very powerful speaker. Powerful. A whole pind of energy. How did he get that? He got this awakening about the self from the greatest guru, Ramakrishna Paramahansa. But this energy, which was exuding outwardly, not only illuminating within, you know, how did he get that? He traveled after that awakening, self-awakening. He traveled across Bharat. He traveled to various parts, almost all parts of Bharat. And then he came to this land. This land, what we call today Tamil Nadu, he came here. There he came in contact with lot many saints and poets. Learned Saiva Siddhanta, because we know how deep devotees we all are here to Lord Shiva. He learned that. And then he goes to the southernmost part of Bharat on a rock in the sea. One can always look at it as a rock. But that rock sitting there, he got this national awakening. Not just self-awakening, national awakening. Which energized him and inspired him to seize the opportunity when the America hosted the Parliament of Religion, where all the religions, leaders of the world, they had assembled to discuss. It inspired him to go and tell the world who we are. Now this awakening, national awakening to Swami Vivekananda, came on this land. So I bow my head to this holy land of Tamil Nadu, where Swamiji got this national awakening. Friends, we all know about that in varying degrees that he spoke in 1893. He delivered several lectures, several talks, more than a dozen. The first day, he was not given time at the beginning, he was given time at the end of the session. Because there was no one, there was no gathering with him to go and stand by, there was no procession. Solitary figure went. And impression about Bharat and Bharatiya Adhyatma, Bharat's spirituality, was hugely distorted. Because at the very beginning of, since the beginning of the colonial rule, their whole effort was to distort and destroy the spirituality of Bharat. They called us pagan. Pagan. Pagan means people, those who are savages, backwards. They don't have religion, don't have dharma. They are just worshipping here and there. They called us pagan. And those among us, those who were not perhaps well organized, like others, they called them animist. So they bracketed entire people of this Bharat in two categories, pagan and animist. And both means, in their language, in their understanding, very backward savages. They need to be shown the light, they need to be educated, they need to be initiated into their religion, which they thought was the superior religion, their religion. And that was the narrative which was spread all along the West. So America, that parliament of religion, impression about Bharat, Bharat civilization, people of Bharat, Bharat spirituality was so heavily distorted and so demeaned that here is a man who has come from talking about those very things. Give him time at the end. And by the time any day-long conference, by the time your day ends, everyone is tired, by and large people leave. So the hall was by and large fairly empty. But then he spoke. And after his speech, on subsequent days, he was again not allowed to speak first at the end, because the word went around that here is a powerful person who speaks and talks so many new things which we are not aware of. So to listen to him, the whole crowd stayed in the hall till the end, till Swami Vivekananda talked about. At the time, the New York Herald, the leading daily of America, they wrote an editorial. He says, Vivekananda is the tallest among all the religious leaders assembled in the parliament. He was the tallest among. This was written by the New York Herald. And then the editorial further says, if this is the civilization of Bharat, if this is the spirituality of Bharat, isn't it absurd? And isn't it idiotic, the word uses, to send evangelists to change their faith? Now, what I am trying to say is that he went at the largest congregation of heads of all the religion, and there he delivered the message with the energy, with the power, with the clarity that overwhelmed everyone. And then there were lot many demands coming on him. You must speak, you must more. In fact, after that he wanted to come back, but he couldn't, because then the Europe invited him. He went to Europe, he spent almost 3 years. telling the people of Europe what Bharatiya Dhyatma, Bharatiya civilization is all about, or emanating from our Vedic Dharma, Vedic philosophy. He told the world about how great this civilization was, how great are its spiritual and intellectual heritage, how great this country was, the people of this country was in every aspect of life. A sense of pride, because what the British had done in the previous 100 years, they had tried to destroy the sense of selfhood, who I am. You are all pagans, you are all animists, you know nothing, your language is vernacular. By the way, even today, I find it sometimes it irks me that how colonized we are. When our professor and all, they say, our vernacular. Vernacular is the language of the slaves. That is the word that they used for us. But we don't call our language. Even I found some people here calling Tamil vernacular, the oldest language. It's a language. Because the British thought pagans cannot have a language. They can only have some blabbering expressions. So they called it vernacular. Vernacular literally means language of the slaves. But look at this, how deeply ingrained. When I talk, I have a meeting, I find out my professors, some vice chancellors, they will say vernacular, it should be them. Then I get to pause, I say, what is this? Look at the intensity of colonization. We have picked on that. So, they had tried to destroy our identity. They had tried to make us believe that our past was dark. We were all uncivilized. And the only way to move forward is learn the English language, learn the English manners, and learn their and adopt to their religion. This is what their whole purpose was. And over 100 years is a long time, 3 to 4 generations. So our people have gradually they were forgetting who they were. At that point of time when Swamiji went in 1893 and rode like lion there in that congregation, and that spread across the world, this gave a sense of national awakening in our own country. And friends, that was the beginning of the national freedom movement in a most organized manner. All the great leaders of national freedom movement, if you look at it, they have been inspired heavily by Swami Vivekananda. He was the one who gave a call, which is not just knowledge. It's not just we were spiritually evolved, but this is a land which has produced not only the tallest among in the domain of knowledge and philosophy, but also among the bravest of the fighters who were born on this land. Mahakavi Subramanyam Bharati was hugely inspired by Swami Vivekananda. When he talked about Bharat, that this is the land of Veda, this is land of Veera, Vedam ulayand in the nard, Veerar pirund in the nard. It is a land of Veda, it is a land of Veera. He was hugely inspired by Swami Vivekananda. Sri Aurobindo, his integral yoga is nothing but it is a harmony of head, heart, and hand. This is the integral yoga that he gave, and that is how he take the India to move forward. Lokmanya Tilak, when he wrote this Gita Rahasya and encouraged the people to take on, he was inspired by Swami Vivekananda. All this, if you say, in this aspect of Swami Vivekananda, we have not talked much. He was the one who gave the spark that kindled the national freedom movement. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, read his unfinished biography. And see how deeply he was influenced by Swami Vivekananda. All this. You know, friends, we know that, and we also say that he was in many ways, the father of national awakening, progenitor of national awakening. What is that? And how relevant it is today. You know, at the time, towards end of 19th century, by the end of 19th century, our country was fragmented locally, and of course British had captured and conquered the whole area. Our society was divided. Different. You know, we all know that by the time they were leaving us, almost nearly 600, princely estates were there. Majority of those princely estates were created by the British, not that they existed before the British. They created this for their own administrative convenience. That is outsourcing this. You have my agent, you work there, you collect the taxes, you run the affairs the way you want it to a great deal. I will have my person, resident who will keep a watch on you. You are independent, keep giving us the revenue. Collect the tax, give us the money. So it was, creating a princely estates was like outsourcing the British administration. That's what they did. So they had virtually divided it. And mobility was restricted. People who were moving from one end to the other, large number. 1801, 50,000 people moved every year from Kashi to Rameswaram. Now that is, you just see these two. Every destination, today, as I am speaking today, millions and millions are going to Ganga Sagar. And those, where Ganga Sagar is? Bay of Bengal. Millions from all over the country. Millions and millions, countless millions are going to Prayag for the Kumbh. From all over Bharat. Now, when we say Bharat, and when we say Bharat is unique, it is a Rashtra, many times we don't put pressure on our mind to think about what does it mean. Because our notion of a state, Indian state, has so much overwhelmed the whole thought process that we have forgotten about what is Rashtra, what is Bharat. When we say Bharat is unique, tell me, any country in the world, where you have so many kings, so many ruling dispensations, and yet there are institutions in whole of it that belongs to the whole. That does not belong to that particular king or the ruler. It belongs to the whole. Bharat is the only country where all over Bharat, right from the Himalayas down to this Indian Ocean, to the Arab Sea, to the Bay of Bengal, all around, you have not 1, 2, 3 or dozens, you have countless such institutions. And those institutions have existed for thousands and thousands of years, which never belonged to the ruler of that place. It belonged to the whole Bharat. Now this uniqueness has to be appreciated. What is that? That this kept this whole people, and what is that made this Bharat? Despite being large number of all these variations, language variations, region variations, we are enjoying the weather in Chennai, Kashmir, it is minus temperature, dip, snow happening. You have various variations, all the variations, cuisines, the way we eat. With all these variations, and yet the people of this whole Bharat, any part living, they have a sense that I have a place in Rameswaram, I have a place in Dwarika, I have a place in Kanchi, I have a place in Ujjain, I have a place Tirupati, I have a place Ganga Sagar, I have to go, I must go. And nobody can stop. Anyway, nobody ever stopped, not only today, after India. ever, for thousands and thousands of years. Now this uniqueness, I urge you to think over it. No country in the world ever had that people with all these variations, all this diversity, yet they had a countless institutions which belonged to all, despite them belonging to different kingdoms and all. So this is Rashtra. This sense, what Swami Vivekananda did, he awakened the sense of Rashtra. You might be speaking a different language. You might be living in a different area. You might be wearing different dress. You might be eating different food. Yet you are member of a larger kutumbam, larger family. This sense of parivar, kutumbam, this is Rashtra. He gave that awakening among the people, and that ignited the national freedom movement all over Bharat. All over Bharat. Whether it's a V.O. Chidambaram Pillai here and likes of him, Mahakavi, or revolutionary and leaders across this country. The awakening of one kutumbam, a sense of one family, Rashtra Chetana, national awakening. That national awakening he did. Now, how is it relevant today? It is relevant today because after independence, after the British left, slowly and slowly, the politics, state politics, when I say state, is not only a state Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Karnataka and Kerala and UP, Bihar. A state, I mean state as provinces as well as Indian state. The politics of a state, it has slowly and slowly weakened our sense of Rashtra, sense of a nation. So much so, there are people here who say that, no, Bharat was not a nation, never. India is not a nation. Now and as a result, we have started. There are people, the vested interest people have started creating division, weakening this. It's time today. In the last 10 years, fortunately we have a national leadership who is imbued with the sense of Rashtra, nation, who 24/7 thinks of only nation as a kudumbam, nation as a family. No one is away, no one is separate, no one is other, irrespective of faith, irrespective of language, irrespective of religion, irrespective of region. They are all members of our family, one family. Bharat is like a beautiful tree, magnificent tree. We are all its leaves and twigs and stems, but the root is one. We may look different, but we are all organically and integrally connected as one. This sense has weakened after independence because, unfortunately, we began on a journey of building a state, building a country, moving away from our core values. Rashtra and a state, they are two different entities. Rashtra is what unites us all despite all our diversity. Rashtra is one that makes us a family. A state is an instrument, is an institution created through certain process by human being. Rashtra evolves, Rashtra is born. Rashtra is not created. In fact, before 1947, for thousands of years, Bharat was a Rashtra. It was not a state because it was under British control, part of the British Empire. A state is a polity. The core character of a state is polity. You have institutions of a state, you have union, states, judiciary, executive, legislature. Rashtra is Samaj, society. It was Rashtra, that sense that keeps us together. But in our anxiety, those at the time, after independence, when we started building this new country, we thought, or our leaders at that point of thought, those who were ruling, they thought they will start on a clean slate. But you can't clean the slate, because this slate is hugely intricate, made over thousands of years. You cannot take away the genes, the consciousness, the chit of this Bharat. You cannot. So result was, we tried to build a political state over a society which was deeply, deeply spiritual. Now this created a dichotomy, a kind of a contradiction, distortions. Distortions so much so that we again started forgetting ourselves who we are. And it's the time that we must recall ourselves. And here comes Swami Vivekananda. You know, today, if you look at for the last 10 years, this country is now rising. From nowhere, we were at the margin of the world. Nobody took us seriously. We might be talking here in, we are great and all, nobody took us seriously. Today, nobody can think without Bharat. Today, Bharat is the promise, the hope of the world. And you know, if today Bharat is being built, and it is being built, that from nowhere we are the fastest growing large economy in the world. In every field, in the domain of science, technology, we are all marching ahead. Also, we are resurging culturally. All this is happening because we are living the spirit, the teachings of Swami Vivekananda. Nation first. Build the nation. And he was hugely opposed to people who were running away from life. Earlier people were running away from life. No, this is not right. They are not. You must. Because in the time of Vedas, our rishis were grihas. They used to have families. They used to have children. They used to do cultivation. They used to do farming. They used to have dairy. They were not the people who ran away from life. They were a people who faced the life, challenges of life, and make the life better. Not only for themselves, but entire living being, entire community, entire creation. And when Swami Vivekananda talked about building nation, it was not just a narrow vision of nation. Rashtra is not a narrow concept. It is a much larger. Eventually we have to make the whole world as a Rashtra. This feeling of we are all part of a family, Kudumbam, Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, Yadu Mure Yavrum Kelir, this has to be spread all over. And this is possible. This is possible. We will keep talking about it unless we become capable. Samarth, capable. Capable in terms of science, technology, capable in terms of material prosperity, and then fully capable of appreciating our core characteristic, which is compassion, which looks at the whole world as a family. Not only humans, entire world, humans, animal, plants, we all live in harmony. That harmony is all around. This Bharat has to grow. Bharat has to be fully developed, capable to take this message around. And that is the mission that all of us have, especially our youth. Because you are fortunate. You are fortunate, my dear young friends, that you are at an age when you not only have the benefit, or rather, you have the opportunity to build this nation, but also you will be the prime beneficiary. Today, the nation is moving forward with a clear sense of destiny that by 2047, we must be a fully developed, self-reliant, capable Bharat. A Bharat which does not live for herself alone, it lives for the whole world. And that is what now, in the last years, several years, we are demonstrating by spreading the message of compassion in action. We walk the talk. We just don't talk. We walk the talk. We are showing the world how to be compassionate. And we showed it, didn't we? In the COVID, we did it. Even now, in the hungry parts of the world, we give them food. Not with any sense of superiority. We sense that they are ours. A person living in some far-off country, people are hungry. We feel the pain. They are our brothers and sisters. We cannot leave them. We must have. And so we must produce more food. So every aspect, Bharat is growing for the good of the world. And that is for environment. We all know how climate crisis is there. Bharat is showing the way. How sustainable agriculture, how circular economy, waste-free economy, not use and throw. No, it is not. You have a smartphones. Now this Apple fellows, they keep coming every year, new and new. By the time it comes a new model, old one becomes useless. You cannot even repair it. Is it a sustainable model? No, it is not sustainable. Because it consumes a lot of resources of this earth, Mother Earth. They have finite resources. You know, it's like a cow. You look after the cow, feed it properly, keep it healthy, get the milk. You cannot put steroid in the cow and then get the milk because the cow will not survive. This Mother Earth is mother. We have to look after it. This drishti, this vision is only in Bharat. And with this vision, we are now waking up. We know there are challenges. There are people who are making noise here and there. They will say, okay, everything is bad. Spreading lies. Spreading absolutely false informations. Questioning every institution. They try to lower the confidence of the people. You know, our collective confidence, the nation is moving forward. Let's say, till 10 years back, we had hardly 300 to 400 startup. Today, more than 150,000 startup. More than 120 of them are unicorn, means more than $1 billion worth, each of them. Who is doing that? These are young men and women like you. It is happening because of confidence, that we have the newfound confidence. There are some people who are trying to weaken that confidence by talking ill, talking something bad. No, this is bad, that is bad. We have to be very careful about it. At this point of time, when we celebrate the birth anniversary of today, Swami Vivekananda, who awakened our sense of nationhood at a time when the foreigners had conquered us, the same message is relevant today. Though we may be independent, there is no foreigner who are controlling us. But there are people within who are out to weaken us. They do not feel comfortable. And there are people across also. There are people across. We know many of them have been named in the newspaper, how they have been funding here people for creating anarchy, spreading false information and creating confusion among the people, trying to divide the people in terms of nation, language, in terms of race. No, we have to be very, very careful about it. So the message, the teaching, the lessons that we have learned from Swami Vivekananda is very, very relevant today, because building of this Bharat of Swami Vivekananda's dream, when he said that a Bharat, his dream was the Bharat whose muscles are of iron, whose sinews are of steel, but heart is compassionate Vedantic, compassionate to everyone. We have to build that Bharat, and this is that kind of Bharat which is now emerging. All of you, my young friends, you have a great opportunity, a great role, and the nation looks forward to you. Each one of you is a national asset. Rise in your life. Rise in your life positively, and nation will rise automatically. You don't have to do anything more. Just rise. You have a great potential. You can be something that you dream. But if you dream small, you will remain small. Don't get intimidated by difficulties in life. Difficulties in life will be many. And I tell you, nothing worthwhile is achieved in life unless you have overcome difficulties. You know, face it, rise it, and build yourself. Make yourself proud, make your family proud, make the nation proud. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. As we are celebrating the Youth Day here with the, thank you. As we are celebrating the Youth Day here today, commemorating the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda with the Honorable Governor interacting with the young minds at the same time at Bharatiyar Mandapam here. At Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi, the Honorable Prime Minister is interacting with the young minds as part of the Viksit Bharat program. We now humbly request the Honorable Governor to felicitate the young minds, the sparks who ignited with their speech on Swami Vivekananda. The Honorable Governor will now felicitate Master R. Roshan Akhtar from Ramakrishna Mission, Mylapore, who spoke about Swami Vivekananda's Chicago address. Thank you, sir. We request the Honorable Governor to felicitate Ms. I. Nishantani from Dr. Nallikuppusamy Vivekananda Vidyalaya, who spoke about life and sayings of Swami Vivekananda. The Honorable Governor is presenting a shawl and a book written by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, The Exam Warrior. We request the Honorable Governor to felicitate Selvi S. Bhavashri from Sri Ramakrishna Vidyalaya Gurukulam Ulundurpet, who spoke about the famous quote of Swami Vivekananda. The school students who have come here will also receive the books on Exam Warrior written by Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We thank the Honorable Governor for initiating this wonderful occasion. Sundays are generally for enjoying, but you said like every Sunday is for awake, arise, and stop not until the goal is reached. We thank the Honorable Governor. We thank all the dignitaries on the dais. We thank all the schools and colleges who have come here, all the dignitaries who have come here to make this occasion more momentous. We request all of you to rise up for the national anthem.
Janagana Mana Adinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarata Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jahe Tava Shubha Ashisha Mahe Gahe Tava Jaya Gata Janagana Mangala Dayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He.
Thank you. We request all the students, the dignitaries to join us for high tea. Arrangements have been made in the banquet hall. We request the coordinators of various schools and colleges to join us for the high tea in the banquet hall. Also, like food counters are there outside on the sidewalks of Bharatiyar Mandapam, so you can take your snacks and refreshment and come inside and sit here and have. So arrangements have been made inside banquet hall and also outside Bharatiyar Mandapam.